You stand at the threshold of your own becoming, a moment where the person you are meets the person you were born to be. The world will tell you to wait, to shrink, to settle for the shadow of your dreams. But waiting is the thief of destiny. To become great, you must act, not tomorrow, not when you're ready, but now, as if you already are the person you envision. Napoleon Hill, the relentless explorer of human potential, studied those who shaped history: Edison, Carnegie, Ford, Lincoln, men who did not wait for permission to claim their greatness. They acted like giants before the world crowned them, forging their paths with unwavering conviction. The secret to transformation is not in hoping to become, it's in acting like you already are. You are not bound by your past, your doubts, or the world's noise. You are bound only by the choices you make today. Will you step forward as the architect of your future, or will you linger in the echoes of who you were? The power to become lies in your hands, and it begins with a single, bold act. Your mind is a forge, a molten crucible where every thought shapes the steel of your destiny. Hill taught that the mind is the starting point of all achievement, but it is also the cradle of all defeat. Most people live as prisoners of their own thoughts, chained by doubts and fears that whisper they are not enough. But you are not most people. Your thoughts are not mere whispers, they are sculptors, carving either monuments or ruins. Picture a river, its current swift and unyielding. It does not hesitate, does not doubt, it flows, cutting through stone to create canyons. Your mind is that river. Channel it with belief, guide it with purpose, and it will carve a path to greatness. But let it stagnate, let it be muddied by hesitation, and it will pool into regret. To act like the person you want to become, you must first master your mind, choosing thoughts that align with the future you claim, not the past you've outgrown. Belief is the spark that ignites the forge. It is not a timid hope or a fleeting wish, it is a fire, a defiant conviction that you are already the person you envision. Hill called it faith, not in some distant force, but in the infinite potential within you. The world will try to dim this fire, whispering, "You're not ready. You're not worthy." But look at those who acted before they were crowned. Abraham Lincoln, a lanky lawyer with no pedigree, acted as if he could lead a nation through its darkest hour. Walt Disney, bankrupt and broken, acted as if his mouse could charm the world. They were not born with crowns, they forged them by believing they deserved to wear them. Belief is not about ignoring your flaws, it is about seeing the truth beyond them. It is standing in a mirror and seeing not just who you are, but who you are becoming. To become that person, you must act with a belief so fierce it drowns out the world's doubts, a belief that pulls you into the future you claim. Clarity is the lens that sharpens belief into action. Without it, you are a wanderer, lost in a fog of indecision and distraction. Most people stumble through life, chasing vague desires or the approval of others, never defining their true path. Hill taught that desire is the spark of all achievement, but desire without direction is a wildfire, beautiful, but destructive. Picture your life as a vast, uncharted canvas. What do you paint? Not the muted tones of compromise, but the bold strokes of your deepest dreams. Clarity is not a gift, it is a conquest, won by interrogating your soul. Who do you want to become? Not the version the world expects, but the one that sets your heart ablaze, a leader, a creator, a beacon. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let the answers cut through the fog like a lighthouse. Clarity is not a single epiphany, it is a fire, built question by question, choice by choice, until your path shines as bright as the dawn. Vision is clarity's air, the blueprint of your transformation. It is not enough to know who you want to become, you must see it, feel it, live it in your bones. Vision is the architect's plan, the sculptor's sketch, the composer's melody before the first note. Andrew Carnegie did not just want wealth, he saw steel bridges spanning rivers, factories humming with life, a nation transformed. His vision was so vivid it pulled him through betrayal and hardship. Your vision must be just as real. Close your eyes. See the person you are becoming, not the one bound by today's limits, but the one who commands their destiny. See the confidence in your stride, the purpose in your eyes, the legacy in your hands. Write it down. Speak it into existence. Let it become a flame that no doubt can extinguish. Most people hesitate, their visions blurred by fear. To act like the person you want to become, you must hold a vision so clear it bends reality to your will. Purpose is the fuel that feeds your vision. It is the why that makes the how possible. Most people drift, chasing fleeting pleasures or external validation, never finding a reason to fight. Purpose is not a lofty ideal, it is a force, a North Star guiding you through the shadows of doubt. Viktor Frankl, who survived Auschwitz, said that those who found meaning could endure anything. Your purpose need not be grand, it need only be yours. It might be to inspire others, to build something that lasts, to prove to yourself what's possible. Hill studied Henry Ford, who did not just build cars, he built a legacy of progress, a world where movement was freedom. Ford's purpose was not profit, it was possibility. Find your why. Let it be the heartbeat of your journey, the fire that carries you further than talent or luck. To act like the person you want to become, you must anchor your actions in purpose, letting it guide every step you take. Discipline is the steel that holds purpose in place. It is not celebrated in ballads, but it is the difference between those who dream and those who become. Most people wait for motivation, surrendering to the whims of their feelings. Discipline is saying no to that temptation, showing up when you're tired, when you're afraid, when the world is silent. Hill marveled at Thomas Edison, who worked through 10,000 failures to invent the light bulb. Edison's genius was not inborn, it was forged by discipline. You are not your feelings. You are not your fatigue. You are your choices. Discipline is choosing to act as if you are already the person you envision, even when the mirror shows someone else. It is the daily deposit in the bank of your future self, the quiet vow that you will not betray your dreams. To become that person, you must build habits that reflect their strength, their focus, their resolve, day by day, in the silence where no one watches. Action is discipline's child, the tangible proof of your transformation. Most people wait, paralyzed by the gap between who they are and who they want to be. Action is not perfection, it is motion. The world rewards the bold, not the flawless. Hill's philosophy was about creating the moment, not waiting for it. Edison did not wait for the light bulb to invent itself. He tried, failed, adjusted, tried again. Each failure was a step, each step a victory. What is your next step? Not the grand leap, but the one action you can take today to act like the person you want to become. Take it. Then take another. Momentum is a force of nature, and it begins with a single push. Action is the bridge between your mind and the world, the moment your vision takes root in reality. To become that person, you must move, now, not later. Courage follows action, not the other way around. Gratitude is the quiet power that fuels endurance. It is not a shallow platitude, it is a lens, a way of seeing that transforms struggle into strength. Hill believed that gratitude aligned the mind with abundance, tuning it to opportunity rather than lack. Most people focus on what they lack, blinding themselves to the gifts already in their hands. Look around you. The breath in your lungs, the chance to try again, the lessons carved into your failures, they are treasures. Andrew Carnegie, at the height of his wealth, said his greatest riches were his ability to appreciate what he had. Gratitude does not erase hardship, it gives you the strength to face it. It reminds you that you are not a victim of your past, you are the architect of your future. In the moments when the path feels steep, pause. Breathe. Find one thing, no matter how small, that anchors you to hope. Let it ground you, and then keep moving. Adaptability is the art of shaping yourself to the winds of change. The world is not a fixed canvas, it is a river, ever shifting, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. Most people resist this flow, clinging to old habits or rigid plans, believing their path must be certain to be true. But those who become the person they envision embrace change as a sculptor embraces clay. Napoleon Hill's contemporaries, like John D. Rockefeller, thrived not because they avoided upheaval, but because they molded it to their advantage. When markets shifted, when rivals rose, they pivoted, innovated, endured. Darwin did not say the strongest survive, he said the most adaptable do. Your plans will falter. Your expectations will shatter. That is not failure, it is opportunity. Learn from it. Adjust. Keep moving. The person you want to become is not rigid, they are fluid, like water carving a canyon through stone. Adaptability is not compromise, it is mastery, the quiet resolve to shape your path no matter the terrain. To act like that person, you must bend without breaking, letting change refine you into the vision you hold. Resilience is adaptability's twin, the unyielding refusal to stay broken. The world will test you, hurling storms that threaten to drown your dreams. Most people crumble, believing the weight of hardship defines them. But resilience is the choice to rise, to act as if you are already the person who overcomes. Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit, a hidden gift waiting to be claimed. Abraham Lincoln faced relentless loss, elections, loved ones, a nation at war, yet he rose, again and again, because his purpose was his anchor. Your scars are not weaknesses, they are proof of your strength. Look at the battles you fought, the doubts you've silenced, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. They are not your defeat, they are your forge. Find the seed in your struggles. Nurture it. Let it fuel you. The world respects those who rise, not those who never fall. To act like the person you want to become, you must decide that no storm, no matter how fierce, will extinguish your fire. Learning is the lifeblood of resilience. The person you want to become is not static, they are a student, ever growing, ever evolving. Most people stagnate, fearing the unknown or resting on what they know. Hill spent decades studying the successful Edison, Carnegie, Ford, not to idolize them, but to dissect their methods. He was a student until the end, and so must you be. Learning is not a chore, it is a rebellion against mediocrity. Read. Listen. Question. Seek mentors, not to follow blindly, but to stand on their shoulders. Thomas Edison's genius was not a gift, it was built, experiment by experiment, book by book. The world is a classroom, and every experience is a lesson. Failures teach more than successes. Critics sharpen more than compliments. Embrace them. Let them refine you. To act like the person you want to become, you must believe you deserve to grow, that every lesson is a step toward the greatness you claim. The universe opens its secrets to those who dare to learn. Courage is the heartbeat of learning. It is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act in spite of it. The world amplifies fear, whispering that the gap between who you are and who you want to be is too vast. Most people freeze, paralyzed by the weight of their doubts. But courage is the fire that burns through fear, the decision to act as if you are already the person you envision. Hill studied men like Henry Ford, who faced ridicule for his horseless carriage, yet pressed forward, undeterred by the world's laughter. Courage is not a feeling, it is a vow, a commitment to step into the arena even when your heart races. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, could have buried her manuscript. Instead, she acted as if her story deserved to be told, and that courage birthed Harry Potter, a world that enchanted millions. Your courage is your power. Act, and fear will bow. Move, and the path will appear. To become that person, you must act, not when fear fades, but in defiance of it. Autosuggestion is the silent architect of courage. Hill taught that the subconscious mind is a fertile garden, and every thought you plant takes root. Most people let their minds grow wild, overrun by weeds of doubt and hesitation. Autosuggestion is not wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of programming your soul with the truths of the person you are becoming. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and pain, could have believed she was nothing. Instead, she spoke a different truth. She stood before mirrors, before empty rooms, and declared her worth. I am destined for greatness, she told herself, and her mind listened. That belief carried her from a small-town newsroom to a global empire. You are the gardener of your soul. Speak to yourself with conviction. Write your vision in bold letters. Say, I am capable. I am unstoppable. I am the person I want to become. Let those words sink into your core. They are not empty, They are the foundation of your transformation. To act like that person, you must drown out doubt with the voice of your own truth. Mastermind alliances are the scaffolding of your belief. Hill believed that no one becomes great alone. Your vision is a flame, but it burns brighter when surrounded by others who share your fire. Most people surround themselves with doubters, with voices that dim their spark. A mastermind is not a casual gathering, it is a coalition of minds, a circle of dreamers who challenge you, sharpen you, lift you higher. Andrew Carnegie surrounded himself with advisors who were smarter than he was. He did not fear their brilliance, he harnessed it, building an empire that transformed a nation. Look at your circle. Are they anchors or wings? Do they dull your fire or fan it into a blaze? Seek those who see your potential, who hold you accountable, who refuse to let you settle. Steve Jobs did not build Apple alone. He had Wozniak, designers, visionaries who shared his dream. Your mastermind might be mentors, peers, even the wisdom of books. Build your alliance. Let it be the wind that carries you to heights you cannot reach alone. Sacrifice is the price of becoming. The person you want to become does not emerge without cost. It demands a trade, a willing exchange of comfort for conquest. Most people cling to the familiar, unwilling to let go of the small for the sake of the significant. Hill studied men like Thomas Edison, who gave up sleep, security, and approval to chase his vision. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. Serena Williams sacrificed parties, rest, the carefree life of youth to train, to compete, to win. She acted as if she were already a legend, and it made her one. What are you willing to give up? The late night scrolling? The toxic relationships that drain your soul? The fear of being seen? Sacrifice is not punishment, it is power. Every no to the trivial is a yes to your destiny. To act like the person you want to become, you must decide that your future is worth more than your present ease. The cost is high, but the reward is eternal. Time is your most precious currency. The world tempts you to waste it, stealing your hours with distractions, procrastination, and the demands of others. Most people let it slip away, their dreams fading with every wasted moment. Hill warned that drifting, living without purpose, is the greatest tragedy of all. The clock is ticking, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Marie Curie, toiling in a freezing shed, discovered radium because she treated time like gold. She acted as if every moment mattered, and it did. Audit your days. Where does your time go? Does it serve the person you want to become, or does it betray them? Cut what does not matter. Protect your hours like a fortress. Time is not your enemy, it is your canvas, and every moment is a brushstroke. To become that person, you must paint with purpose, acting as if each second is a step toward your destiny. Persistence is the relentless pulse of your transformation. It is not glamorous, it is the grind, the long nights, the moments when you feel like you're shouting into the void. Most people quit, believing the struggle is a sign they're not enough. Hill called persistence the sustained effort that builds faith, the refusal to let setbacks define you. Elon Musk watched his first rockets explode, his companies teeter on the edge of collapse. Yet he persisted, acting as if he were already the visionary who would change the world. Persistence is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you do. The world will slam doors in your face, laugh at your ambition, tempt you to quit. But persistence is the voice that says, not today. It is the courage to knock on one more door, to take one more step, to act as if the next attempt will be the one that changes everything. To become that person, you must keep moving, your resolve a quiet thunder that shakes the earth. Faith is the invisible force that fuels persistence. It is not blind optimism, but a burning conviction that the person you want to become is not just a dream, they are your destiny. The world's doubts will try to snuff this flame, whispering that you're not ready, that your vision is too grand. Most people falter, letting these whispers dim their belief. Napoleon Hill described faith as a state of mind, a belief so fierce it aligns the universe to your will. Nelson Mandela, locked in a cell for 27 years, did not just hope for a free South Africa, he acted as if he were already the leader who would build it. That faith sustained him through darkness, isolation, and despair. Your faith must be just as unshakable. It is not about ignoring your limitations, it is about knowing you are bigger than they are. Faith is the whisper that says, "This is not the end." It is the courage to act as if your vision is inevitable, even when the world disagrees. Write your future on your heart. Carry it like a torch. Let it light your way through the shadows. To become that person, you must believe, not with hesitation, but with the ferocity of a warrior claiming their birthright. Imagination is the workshop of your faith. Hill taught that the imagination is where all plans are born, where the person you want to become takes shape before they step into the world. Most people cage their imagination, believing their current reality is their limit, never daring to dream beyond it. There are two kinds of imagination: synthetic, which reshapes existing ideas, and creative, which taps into the infinite intelligence of the universe. Walt Disney was a master of both. Bankrupt, mocked, told his dreams were childish, he acted as if he were already the visionary who would bring joy to millions. He saw castles, characters, entire kingdoms before a single brick was laid. Disneyland was not built with money, it was built with imagination. Your mind is the same workshop. Close your eyes. See the person you are becoming, not the one bound by today's struggles, but the one who commands their destiny. See the confidence in their stride, the purpose in their eyes, the legacy in their hands. Let that image pull you forward. The world cannot resist a mind that dares to dream without limits. To act like that person, you must unleash your imagination, letting it paint a future that drowns out all doubt. Influence is the ripple of your imagination. The person you want to become is not a solitary figure, they are a beacon, capable of lighting the way for others. Most people focus only on their own climb, never realizing their power to inspire. Hill's mastermind principle was not just about receiving support, but about giving it, creating a cycle of growth that multiplies. Malala Yousafzai, a girl shot for daring to learn, acted as if she were already the voice of a generation. She turned her pain into a global movement for education, not because she sought fame, but because she sought change. Your influence is your power to shift the world. It is the kind word that saves a stranger, the idea that sparks a revolution, the example that shows others they too can become their greatest selves. You are not here to hoard your greatness, you are here to share it. Who will you lift? What will you start? The world is not changed by those who wait, it is changed by those who act, who inspire, who embody the person they want to become. Commitment is the bedrock of influence. It is the unwavering resolve to live as the person you envision, no matter the cost. The world tempts you to waver, to chase fleeting distractions, to dilute your vision for the sake of comfort. Most people falter, their dreams fading under the weight of indecision. Hill studied men like John D. Rockefeller, who faced vilification, betrayal, and chaos, yet acted as if he were already the titan who would reshape industry and philanthropy. Commitment is not a feeling, it is a vow, a promise you make to yourself when the path grows dark. Maya Angelou, who rose from trauma to become a voice for millions, did not just write, she acted as if she were already the beacon who would lift others. Your commitment is your anchor. It is the voice that says, "I will not quit." It is the fire that burns when all else fades. Make your vow. Write it in stone. Let it guide you through the tempests. To become that person, you must commit, not just to your vision, but to the legacy you are building. Joy is the unexpected gift of commitment. Becoming is not a grim march, it is a dance, a celebration of the person you are forging. Most people see struggle as punishment, draining the light from their journey. Hill believed that a positive mental attitude was the key to unlocking opportunity. Joy is not the absence of hardship, it is the choice to find meaning in it. Walt Disney, battered by bankruptcy and betrayal, never lost his childlike wonder. He acted as if he were already the creator of worlds, and that joy built an empire. Your journey will be heavy. There will be nights when doubt weighs like iron, days when the world feels like a storm. But in those moments, seek joy. Find it in the small victories, the step you took, the fear you faced, the dream you held fast. Joy is the spark that keeps your fire burning. It is the reminder that you are not just surviving, you are thriving, sculpting a life that sings with purpose. To act like the person you want to become, you must embrace the joy of the journey, letting it fuel your every step. Connection is the heartbeat of joy. The person you want to become does not stand alone. They are part of a vast, vibrant tapestry, woven with the threads of those who walk beside them. Most people isolate themselves, believing they must climb alone to prove their worth. Hill's philosophy was rooted in the power of connection, the idea that we rise together or fall apart. Martin Luther King Jr. did not dream alone. He acted as if he were already the leader of a movement, standing with thousands, marching with millions, speaking for those whose voices were silenced. His vision was amplified by connection, by the hands he held, the hearts he moved. Seek your tribe. Find those who see your fire and fan it, who challenge you to climb higher, who remind you of your worth when you forget. Connection is not weakness, it is strength. It is the courage to be vulnerable, to share your dreams, to ask for help. You are not diminished by others, you are magnified. To become that person, you must build bridges, not walls, acting as if you are already the one who lifts others as they rise. Humility is the quiet guardian of connection. It is not self-doubt, but the recognition that your becoming is part of a larger story. Most people let pride blind them, refusing to learn from others, believing they must stand above to stand out. Hill taught that the most successful were those who listened to mentors, critics, even adversaries. Humility kept Andrew Carnegie grounded as he built his empire, kept Thomas Edison curious as he chased the impossible. It is the willingness to say, "I don't know, but I will learn." The world is a chorus of voices, some will cheer, some will condemn. Humility lets you hear them all without losing your way. It reminds you that the person you want to become is not above others, but beside them. Stay humble, not to shrink, but to expand. The greatest leaders act as if they are already the ones who serve, who lift others as they rise. To become that person, your belief must be fierce, but your heart must be open. Infinite intelligence is the unseen current that flows through your humility. Hill believed that the mind is a receiver, capable of tapping into a universal reservoir of wisdom and inspiration. Most people never listen, too caught in the noise of their doubts. This is not mysticism, it is the spark of creation that pulses through every inventor, every dreamer. Marie Curie did not discover radium by chance. She acted as if she were already the scientist who would change the world, tuning her mind to the frequency of possibility, pulling answers from the ether through relentless curiosity. You have the same access. In the quiet moments, when you silence the world's clamor, you can hear it, a whisper, a vision, a truth that feels bigger than you. Trust it. Nurture it. Let it guide you. Infinite intelligence is the wind at your back, the compass in your hand. To act like the person you want to become, you must believe you deserve to receive it. Open your mind. Listen. Act. The answers are waiting. Legacy is the shadow you cast across the tapestry of time. The person you want to become is not just a figure for today, they are a force for tomorrow, leaving a mark that outlives them. Most people chase fleeting glory, measuring their worth in temporary triumphs. Hill believed that true greatness is achieved in service to something larger. Maya Angelou did not just write, she acted as if she were already the voice of generations. Her words, her courage, her refusal to be silenced lifted millions. She said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Your legacy is the feeling you leave behind. It is the lives you touch, the hearts you awaken, the dreams that live because you dared to become. Ask yourself, what mark will you leave? Not for your ego, but for the world. The person you want to become is not complete until their greatness ignites others to claim their own. Now, stand at the threshold of your becoming. Look back at the doubts you've shattered, the fears you've conquered, the steps you've taken to act as the person you envision. They are not accidents. They are the crucible that forged you. You are not the person who stood trembling at the start. You are a force, a creator, a beacon. The world is not the same because you chose to act. But this is not the end, it is the beginning. Your greatness is not a trophy to display, but a fire to share. You are here to build, to inspire, to leave a mark that echoes through time. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is not a chasm, it is a bridge, built with every choice, every action, every moment you act as if. Close your eyes. See the person you were born to become, not the one bound by yesterday, but the one who commands tomorrow. See the confidence in their stride, the purpose in their eyes, the legacy in their hands. Feel the weight of your vision, the heat of your resolve, the pulse of your destiny. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, but now. The clock is ticking, not to limit you, but to remind you, you have everything you need. Your mind is the forge, your belief the fire, your actions the hammer. What will you create? Step forward. Act like the person you want to become. Claim it with every breath, every choice, every step. The world is not waiting for you to feel worthy, it is waiting for you to act worthy. You are not here to drift, to doubt, to fade. You are here to rise, to create, to become. Go now. Light the world with your fire.